High velocity, high stakes, and a gun with a higher level of quality for the insurgents of tomorrow. Hi, Six Snipes here. It's been a hot minute since I've dropped one of these, and I've had a busy season and been grinding away at some other games as of late. I haven't forgotten about this series though, and I've been excited to finally dive back into Insurgency and check out this rifle platform. Coming to you today with a look at the Ace 52, I'm Six Snipes, and once again, you're all watching Gun Guide. The Ace 52, or else known as the Galil SAR, is a battle rifle produced by Israeli weapons industries, and quite frankly, much like its sibling armament the Tavor, is much more fun than it has any right to be. Sleek, black, and tactical, the aesthetic of the Ace is a stark contrast to the generally gritty, battered, rough around the edges designs of just about every other insurgency weapon.
At least until you equip the suppressor.
And while not as appealing and incredibly textured as the Tavor's Desert Hex skin, the urban digital camouflage provides a nice sleek gray contributing to that theme and helps you blend into one whole map. Now, the differences between the two weapons aren't incredible here, so I'm going to make this really quick. The Ace 52 fires the same caliber with the same capacity as the Tavor 7. However, more like the SCAR, it attempts to utilize this caliber in a marksman rifle platform sort of way, while the Tavor's bullpup design is more intuitive of CQB. Keeping this in mind, an apt comparison is that the Ace 52 is just a much better SCAR. Better fire rate as well as velocity and penetration values at the cost of more recoil, which almost never seems to be a factor with practice anyways. The massive 7.62x5.1 caliber is the primary attribute to why this gun just works. I was corrected on my Tavor video that it isn't the same thing as 308, and while they are different bullets, seeing that the guns that take one are able to chamber and fire the other, I'm not terribly concerned about accurately differentiating these two. What even do you want from me? In comparison to the Tavor 7, this may take a little dip in favorability, however. Considerably lower fire rate means that even if it had a much better reload, it wouldn't take much of a difference in a head-to-head fight. Identical velocity and penetration also means they're basically shooting the same on a shot-to-shot basis. Ever so slightly different recoil doesn't mean much, and the longer barrel length tops off the notion that this gun won't be performing as well in close quarters at all. But that's okay, because advisors are more than just dollar store breachers, and this gun supplements that. Unlike the Tavor, and here we get into the primary differences, the Ace takes all the same attachments plus a few more geared towards making it more of the DMR you'd expect it to be upon first glance. First and foremost, the bipod, otherwise absent from the Tavor kit, is highly intuitive of prone and stationary mounted sniper fire. This, plus the 7x optic made available in modes like Domination, means you can become the fully fledged sniper capable of putting down the Mosin campers on top of the map. Much of my gameplay footage is shamefully made up of me being a bush monster and knocking people down before they even got the chance to figure out where I was hiding. Forget marksmans, this thing's as good as any EBR to me. But don't let that make you think this thing isn't suited for other uses though. While it's not exactly a close quarters machine, this thing is well suited to cook in just about any kitchen, with attachments or without. I hadn't realized until running this thing bare bones just now how effective a skeleton Ace is, especially in comparison to the SCAR and Tavor. The iron sights may take a generic and similar shape, however they're much wider and spacious, letting you get a larger picture inside your focus. Honestly, if you're acquainted to using any iron sights, these make optics optional. 20 rounds may not sound like a lot, but after using enough of these heavy hitters, I'm well acquainted with the idea that you don't need more than 2 shots to kill anyone anyways, so 30 rounds isn't high on my list of must-have attachments. Recoil control isn't really a necessity either, so drop that compensator and spin it on something like a reload foregrip, something you may actually need. Another thing I don't always use on guns, but because it's a massive help to concealing positions of trash campers like myself, I will add the suppressor for this thing. Despite looking like a used diaper wrapped around an oil can, is definitely way quieter than it has any business being. Don't ask me why. I'd steer clear of using it unless you're far away from your enemy though. It's not like you aren't worrying about barrel length to begin with. Honestly, my ideal build may just be a holographic of your choice in whichever grip and respective perk catches your fancy. I will say I didn't find the draw time or ADS lacking, so I think you know what I'd recommend. Aside from that, there's really not much I can say about this thing that will be new, having covered 2 very similar weapons within the past month alone. I will add that the gun is very cool. The idea of something that fires a 308 in slick mag-fed full auto is great in concept and fantastic in this execution. It perfectly walks the line between incredibly fun and fiendishly effective. Probably the least attachment-oriented of the 3 advisor battle rifles as well, which is great because it's not like someone wearing Crocs and socks can afford much having just bought a rifle from this side of the century.
Alright, shut up.
You shut up.
That's why your shoes raggedy.
That's why your mama dead. Dead as hell. What shoes she got on? What shoes she had on her casket?
And that's just about all I have to say about the Ace 52. It's wiped my cheeks in Battlefield 4 and now here, so I can safely say this gun's OP just about anywhere I've seen it. As always, if this implement catches your interest, go and use it if you already haven't. I don't see a lot of Ace stands out there in Sandstorm. That also wraps up the 3rd season of Gun Guide. There are now 15 episodes of this, and I've covered all of the advisor guns. Having done so, I can say that this and the Tavor strike me as the best of all of them, and you can't beat the raw stopping power behind their shots. I'd also like to take this moment to talk about how frankly awesome it's been making content for you guys. Yes, I fully intend on making videos for the new M1 Garand and one of my favorite guns in games period, the M110 coming to Insurgency in the new Operation Cold Blood. Those will be the first of the next season, which I've decided will focus on rifles available for the marksman class, something I haven't ever covered on my channel.
Despite my name.
Until then, I really hope you guys keep up the support. My subs grow more and more every day, and even without having made any content for over the past week or so, I've been really thankful for what's been dealt my way, and I owe you guys so much more. With the holiday seasons kicking into full swing, I'll hopefully be able to start really cranking out the content then, and I'm excited to bring all of you more videos in the weeks to come. Until then, you know my name is Six Snipes. This is the Ace 52, and as always, you've been watching Gun Guide. I'll see you out there in Sandstorm.